Let's get it. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Right into it today, as I always do, man. Recording this the Saturday, April, I believe it's 27th, 2024, and it's 2 days after the first round of the NFL draft last night. Again, a draft I don't really watch. Told you that in the past. Told you again in the past why the NFL continues to need a feeder system year in and year out. The NFL, everything that comes out of the NFL draft, they continue to prove me right year in and year out, because this year, the major story that broke news, the thing that made all the headlines, and everyone did a segment about it, everyone reacted to it, forced the head coach and the GM of the Atlanta Falcons to come out and speak on it, because everyone's so sensitive. Everyone wants to turn football into a damn soap opera. The major story was the fact that the Atlanta Falcons went and selected Michael Penix Jr. with their first round pick. Like, oh, what does that mean about Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins is a little sensitive. They just signed him to a major deal, and they go and draft the quarterback. So it's not fair, and I believe it got to, again, I'm not sure if this is coming out of Kirk Cousins' camp or coming out of his mouth specifically, but I guess it got reported that his agent said it was a bit confusing to him or whatever it is. Bottom line, let me give you my take again. So former as a diehard Redskins fan who has watched Kirk Cousins from his rookie year all the way to now. Again, seen it, understand it, and again, it's a guy who was hurt last year. Here's what we got to stop doing. We got to stop turning football into a damn soap opera. All right? The thing was built off competition. Go get it, Brian. Go get it, big dog. My man. So we got to stop turning football into a damn soap opera. The game was built on competition. It's supposed to be competitive. Understand that Raheem Morris, if not mistaken, he was actually coaching. I believe he was either the defensive coordinator or the D-backs coach back when Kirk Cousins was with the Redskins, now the Commanders, and he knows what he's doing. You got to trust that he knows what he's doing, and everyone on TV needs to stop pretending like they're an actual GM and they know actually what's going on in the back offices or in the conversations that coaches and GMs and executives are having about players. Stop turning it again into a soap opera. The game was built on competition. Understand what the effect is when you start turning this thing into a soap opera and making it seem like, oh, Kirk Cousins is supposed to be guaranteed his position. The effect that it has on the game, the effect that it has on the way that youth programs are run, the effect that it has on the way high schools are run, the effect that it has on the way colleges are run, and how people are just guaranteed positions, and the way it creates something like a damn transfer portal, right? The way it creates something like a NIL deals where kids are so fucking entitled, where now everyone's just trying to go where they're going to start. Understand, I'll close you guys out with this story. One of the greatest things, if not the greatest thing that happened to me when I played college football was the fact that my coach, Coach P, he threw competition at me, right? He threw competition at me, all right? I was at Stony Brook for 2 seasons, and that spring, they had moved me to fullback, and throughout the entire spring, I was the starting fullback, right? And I had a great spring, I proved that I belonged at the Division I level. I really did. I was really happy with the decision I made. I was playing, everything was moving in the right direction, right? So when we had our end of the season meetings, I remember Coach P he told me directly when we had our meetings, he said, look, I'm going to throw some competition at you, all right? I'm going to throw some competition at you. You're not going to be the only defensive player that we move over to that fullback room, because we're losing a lot. That year we lost the best player on the team. His name was Melikon Saffold. We lost him, and they wanted to, they needed to do something in that tight ends fullbacks room. So they moved. I was the first defensive player that they moved over to offense, and then once the fall started, they also moved Matt Fiella, who ended up being the starter and went on to be a captain, had a great career there. And they also moved Chris Fenelon, who also was one of the main guys, right? And I remember him telling me that before the fall started, that, look, I'm gonna throw some competition at you. I want to see how you compete against bigger guys that are on full scholarship, nationally, recruited guys that we actually wanted here and weren't walk-ons and things of that nature. So it was towards the fall where it became obvious that those were the players that they were going to move forward with. They just had, again, they were just better players. And nothing against me, nothing against them. It's just, look, they were the better prospects for those positions. And every single day of my life now, when it comes to the work I do now, I thank him every single day of my life, because it taught me that somebody's always coming for your spot. Somebody's always there. There's always going to be a competition. There's always going to be another guy, even in the work I'm doing now, there's always going to be another black guy motivational speaker who's putting out books, who's putting out YouTube videos, who's giving speeches, who's doing all that work. There's always going to be competition, which is why, again, I tell you, the NFL, we need to do away with this draft bullshit, go to a feeder system so we get back to what the game was all about, what the game actually teaches. And the game actually teaches the importance and how much competition really makes you better, right? No matter, even if you win or lose those daily battles in your positions, what it does to your mindset, what it does to how you compete and how you position yourself to make yourself better. It does unbelievable things for you. And what TV and the media and all this other bullshit, what all of that has done is it turns it into something where we're supposed to be just guaranteeing people positions. And again, you see the result. We get a damn transfer portal that's about to just completely ruin what college football was all meant to be. Stop it. All right, I'll repeat. I'll close you out again. I'll repeat. Stop turning football into a damn soap opera. Get to a feeder system. Let's get back to what the game was meant to be, which is really teaching the value and the importance of competition. All right, main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYaMove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.